Hello, grade 6 students. This is your homework for week 7, and it's going to be on reading comprehension strategies, and it is due October 14th. As a side note, I am allowing you to complete previous homeworks until the end of term, so they should be available for you in your PLUS portals. Okay, so reading comprehension strategies. So reading comprehension strategies like QAR are used to help us understand what we read. There are many of them, but today we will only talk about 4. This is actually going to bring us into CAFE, which some of you will be used to from last year. So, what we're going to look at today is activating prior knowledge, asking questions, visualizing, and reflecting. All of these are very important when we read because they help us understand more. Okay, so we're going to be looking at a topic, and you can mentally do this in your head. What do you know about hunting in the desert with a falcon? What would you like to learn? How would you learn it? And what did you learn by the end of this lesson? So you obviously know some things about that, about hunting in the desert with a falcon, because you've probably done it. What would you like to learn? Well, you could ask, and how would you learn it? You could ask your dad, you could ask your grandpa, or any one of these. So we're thinking about a topic before we read about it. Well, what did we just do there? I asked a question before reading the text, which is always good, but I also activated my prior knowledge. So this is one of our reading strategies. So before and during reading, I think about what I already know about the topic. Right now, we're just going to worry about the topic. So our topic is probably going to be hunting in the desert with a falcon. Okay, so the reading passage. It was a very hot day in the desert. Ahmed's dad had brought him along to train his falcon. Ahmed was excited, but would rather have stayed home and played Fortnite. They stayed in the desert for 5 hours. The falcon killed many pigeons. Finally, Ahmed's dad told him to get in the Land Cruiser, and they drove home. So, what would we need to have ready if we were going to be in the desert for 5 hours? Well, we just asked a question during our reading. I probably should have waited halfway through and put that up there, but I forgot. So while you are reading, you're asking questions, which is our second strategy. Let's ask questions. So you can ask questions before, during, and after reading. That activating prior knowledge KWL chart, the W is actually asking questions. So you're thinking about questions that could be answered on the topic we are doing. So while reading the text again, ask 3 questions that are answered by the reading passage. Don't worry about that right now. So after reading the text, we could ask any number of questions. Typically, this is what is done. We give you reading, and you answer questions after you are done. Okay, so asking questions helps us understand the text better. So before, during, and after reading, I ask, what is my purpose for reading? What do I know? What do I need to know? Does this make sense? That's an important one. Point of view, we learned about that last week. What information could be missing? What do I have to infer? We learned about that last week. And all of these important things. And you can just ask general questions about what you are reading, which is also very important. The last one is visualizing. So during and after reading, second last one, sorry. During and after reading, I think about the author's words and make a picture in my mind. So what is this called? Your imagination. So you use your imagination when you're reading. If I'm reading about the falcon, I can think about how it would feel if I were in that place while sitting watching my father train his falcon. This is very important because it'll help you remember. So make pictures in your head about what you are reading. Then you could also think about how would it smell if I was there. Surprisingly enough, when we smell things, we remember them more, especially if it was very stinky. So in your book, you'll do that in class, don't worry. Okay, so let's reflect. That's the last strategy. So after you've read, reflect on it. So which strategy did you enjoy? Do you think any of these strategies will help you read better? What could be improved about these strategies that would help you more? Okay, that is all for now. See you in class.